What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of No Client Agent Privilege, aka NoCAP Podcast. It's your boy Evan with your boy Will. We are back under the Tiki Hut. We are off vacay, and we are back in action. And man, have we had some stir-ups in the college football world, huh? Talk about Bama getting in, Miami out, who's got better wins, who's got better losses, like where are we at, like how are we dealing with this SEC bias. Now we're back to the whole conversation we had 6 weeks ago of why not just make it 68 teams like March Madness.
Yeah,
we're back right back to where we always said we'd be anyway. So
well, doesn't D2 and D3 do?
Yeah, everyone does it the regular. No, well they do
like a regular
a 12 team bracket.
Oh, okay.
So they got
the same thing.
Yeah, so they or no, is it 16 or 12? No, I think it's 16 because
yeah.
four teams have first round buys, and then other teams have first round buys. I'm pretty sure. We'll have to double check that, but FCS does it the correct way of playoff bracket. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I think after listening to the college playoff committee say, you know, if you're not playing this weekend, you're not getting in. Like that's just it is what it is. Like I think we might need to create a different matrix of whatever talking points or matrix of power scheduling, whatever it is that they want to call it. I think it's time we need to add something in, because I can't sit here and say Alabama deserves to be in with 3 losses, no matter who their losses are to.
Yeah.
When you have a 9-2 Miami team whose losses were nowhere near, 10-2, who were nowhere near as bad as other people's losses. So for me, I don't know. I don't know who's right. I don't know who's wrong. I don't know how we decipher, come next Saturday, selection Saturday or selection Sunday, like why do you kick out Georgia if they lose? Or why does Ole Miss not get a shot when they beat Georgia and Alabama, or however they play,
Right.
Like how do we decipher this? Like, do you just say, hey, screw it, meet us on the cornfield field and we'll settle it out here? Like,
Duke it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really.
That would have been fun to watch.
But see, like, that's the other thing is, like, we talk about this SEC bias, but it's like we saw them play each other. Like, we saw who they beat and who they lost to. So why do they deserve a spot? Like, that's what kills me.
Idea.
Like Miami, at least Miami has bowl eligible wins. Like I think Alabama has like 1 top 25 win or 2 top 25 wins on their bracket, and then everyone else isn't even bowl eligible. Like that's really bad. Like, and I think somebody said it the best. Like I don't remember who it was, but I was watching a video, and they were basically saying like the SEC is like cannibalism. Like you just eat each other. So like the bottom's really bad, and the top's really good. But like when you start beating each other up at the top, you make each other look bad, and like that's what we've gotten to. It's like
it gets weird.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Sure.
I mean, for me, I look at it like I would have rather seen Ole Miss. Like I think Ole Miss is better overall than Alabama at this point.
Yeah.
I think
South Carolina would have been.
I think
fun
South
also.
Carolina would have been a great 11 or 12 seed. Even an Army who's 10-1. Like I would love to see them win this championship and be a top 5 or a group of 5 team to make it. Like I think Army deserves a shot. They only lost to Notre Dame, a playoff
That's the thing,
team.
though. Who else did they play?
Well, they have the lowest strength of schedule.
Right.
So it's
like
those are your pet peeves.
I think South Carolina should have gotten in over, you coming off that win streak with the momentum.
Well, yeah, of course, that's everything.
It would have been cool to have put them in and see what they could have went and done when it's,
And that's everyone's 16 to 4 or 16 to 13. Like, what do we do with
16?
those guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they could be in. Why can't we switch them? Like all that.
They were talking about doing an NIT for football. Which would be
that would be hilarious.
That would be fun.
Well,
I guess. Games, right?
Well, I guess I would be okay with that.
Turn some of the bowl games into
I was gonna say, I guess I'd be okay with that if they did it just the way they did that college basketball tournament where you pay the players to play in the. I'd be okay with that. Like they played that Las Vegas Bowl for what, $9 million?
Yeah, something like that.
So if like
Yeah,
that's the case, if everybody's getting $9 million to play or $10 million championship or NIT championship, I'd be okay with that. I feel like the players would be straight with that. Like, oh, we're gonna go win actual money. Like, honestly, you might end up wanting teams to not be in the college playoffs.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like you might end up actually wanting to play in the NIT.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, that's actually not a bad idea. I think that bring some interest, and investors, I feel like
it
would
bring
be
a lot more interest into like the bowl games.
hell yeah,
like, there's a
and
lot
make
of
it
them
more
that just
reasonable. Make it more
bowl
reasonable
games,
to play
like-
an extra game.
Yeah.
If I'm a senior, and I know the only way I can earn some of that prize money is to play in my bowl game, I'm definitely gonna save
It'd
it.
be better for sponsors too.
Hell
you
yeah,
know, you could-
the Pop-Tart Bowl. I know they got $10 million to spend.
Yeah.
You know who else? Like the Gator Bowl. You know,
Cheese it.
Like I know they got money.
Yeah.
Throw Tax Slayer Bowl, whatever. Everybody throw a couple. Excuse me. Throw a couple million on it, and let's see what these teams can do. I'd be interested to really see what happens. You know, you show up, you get $1 million. You don't win, you get you win, you get $9 million.
Right.
You know, I think that could be. I mean, honestly, I think that could be something like Barstool. Look at Barstool. They have their own bowl game.
Yep.
Why not? Why not make it $6 million? You do $1 million for the losing team. You do $5 million for the.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a big difference.
But I'm just saying that's what you get. That's what you get for winning.
Yeah.
You win it, you get the big bucks. So I don't know. I think that could be something maybe in a future episode where we go back and say, hey, we said it first.
Yeah.
That was us. That was us. So, but I mean, talk about a rivalry weekend gone wrong. I don't even know if I'd say gone wrong, but like I haven't seen intensity of this caliber in I don't even know how long. Like the fights, the planting the flags, the throwing helmets. Like I mean, I live for that shit, dude. I believe that is the truest statement that like anybody can say. Don't lose at home. It's that simple. Don't lose at home, and you won't get disrespected like that.
We had a couple weeks ago, what was it, like a week or so ago when you were in Gainesville for the Ole Miss game?
Yeah, yeah.
And that, I forget his name, but the player that left UF went to Ole Miss.
Oh, yeah, Princely.
Yeah.
Princely.
So that,
dude,
boiling over into the next week with the Gators doing that to FSU.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you know, obviously.
But it's still rivalries, and like they're gonna get heated. But I hate all the complaining about it. Like, this is what football is about. Like football, like boils over all the time. We just haven't seen it recently because
the pepper spray was crazy.
That's a little much. That was a little excessive. Like,
crazy.
Let the boys fight. Like, some of them are grown ass men. They'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like the pepper spray because they were fighting like that. Like, I won't be surprised if there's a lawsuit in there. Like, you can't just
start.
Yeah, I mean, not in the middle of like. Yeah, I mean that was a little excessive on that one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know the cops are just trying to do their jobs to keep the peace, but. Dude, let the boys fight it out. Like, this is what they got pads on. They got helmets on. Let them.
Yeah, they all had helmets on.
Yeah, let everybody hit each other. Yeah, if anybody's gonna get hurt, it's the guy punching the other guy in the helmet. Like, don't be dumb. Like, if you're gonna be dumb, like, be dumb on your own team. Like, so for me, I don't know. I hated all the, why are we fighting? Why are we fighting? Like, because it's a rivalry. That's why. I hate OH. I still hate OH. I don't even capitalize their letters when I put it on the schedule. Like, that's how rivalries work. We do not respect them. I don't care. I don't care if I haven't played in over a decade.
Right.
Like, it's just one of those things that will never. You can go and ask any Miami, FSU, UF player. Oh, I hate those guys. Like, I hate them. Go ask Ray Lewis. He will tell you he hates FSU. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, if you ain't been in it, you don't know. So I guess like the average Joe Schmo who just watched 8 fights last weekend was probably just like, what is going on this weekend? Like, was this some fight night weekend? Like, yeah, it is. It's called rivalry weekend, baby.
And then, I guess a little bit different, Georgia Tech and Georgia.
8 overtimes.
Nice. I mean, not real overtime.
Yeah, the 2-point, but do we even like that rule?
Probably not. I remember there were a couple years ago, it was
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, is that what it was?
Is that what it was?
It was like
7 overtime.
Something,
Yeah,
like 70 something to 70 something or something like that.
No, that's crazy.
I'd rather see that.
I think so too, and I think it was Texas A&M and LSU.
Oh, maybe something like that.
Yeah, I think it was them. Yeah. But either way, yeah, that's 70, 72 or whatever. Yeah, I'm about that life.
Yeah,
like,
I'd rather have that.
Run me up. Like,
Yeah.
run me up that college basketball score real quick. Like, I'd rather see that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think they did it because they thought it'd be a lot harder. But, like, I think offenses have gotten so good with those short yardage plays. Like, there's so many man beaters, blitz beaters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're even a decently good offensive-minded scheme. Like, what's his name? Who's Georgia's head coach? Kirby Smart. He literally said, we ran out of 2-point plays. Like, he literally was like, yeah, we were running out of 2-point plays at the end of that game.
Wow.
Because that's what happens. I mean, no playbook has, like, 10 plus 2-point plays, you know? Like, you run one in a game, you're like, all right, we're good until, 4 weeks from now. We don't have to run another one again. Then you start just running your third and short plays because you got to score. So third and short, that's probably your best play call. Crazy, though. I mean, now at this point, I don't know if it'll change. I don't know if they like seeing scores like that. I don't know. I would like to see it go back to what it was. Like,
Yeah,
I like that normalcy.
Like full football, not
Yeah.
just like.
Give me 4 plays and score or you don't score.
I feel like they do that in overtime for flag football.
Do they?
Seen that. I think like they
Maybe.
do that. No, I think I played in a flag football game.
Really?
Went to overtime, yeah. At UCF.
Interesting. I think you're right. Actually, now that I think about it, I think you're right.
Why? Like you said, yeah, it could be competitive, and I guess it makes the game go by faster. You could be there all night.
I mean,
But you could also be there all night with the way they did it. And
right.
I saw that, so.
I think with that would be the argument is, well, it could go quicker if you keep it this way. Like that's
like penalty kicks almost. in
basically,
soccer.
yeah. Basically, if you
reminds
miss,
me
you're screwed.
Or
Best 2 out of
hockey.
3. Yeah. Oh yeah, hockey shootout. Yeah. Same concept. But yeah. And then I mean, I guess looking at, since it was National Early Signing Day today,
Mhm.
UCF, we're still out of a coach. I don't know how.
Still out of a coach and a lot of recruits. 247 has FAU ranked ahead of us now in recruiting.
Really?
Yeah, by like 2 spots. But still.
But still, the fact that it's FAU is actually bothersome.
Yeah. Wade and Charles committed.
Yeah, I
Still,
saw that. Tony
which is
Williams
cool.
too from PBC. I don't know. I mean, my thing is, like, I watch them play. Like, I don't know. I just hate the star system because sometimes I don't see it, and sometimes it's a lot of hype. So, like,
Waden was a 4-star, now he's a 3-star.
right. And because he also transferred schools, though.
Yeah, and
He
Somerset did really bad this year.
Yeah.
So.
But that's a whole nother topic of what you're not supposed to do as a high school kid. Like, transfer in the middle of a season, yeah. That'll probably end up hurting you in the long run. But I think he's a good receiver, though. Like, I watched him play this year. Like, yeah, he's solid. So, like, no slander.
Yeah, good for him. I mean,
we also lost a 4-star receiver to FSU. So it's like, I don't know. We can talk about UCF all day. But anyways, I was just going to bring that up because it's...
dumpster fire.
Yeah, I was going to say, the collectives on the other side, who's spending what money right now is what I want to know. Because I know UCF's got to be... That Kingdom NIL is, like, dead already.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's, like, done. I don't think there's any funds coming into it right now. If there is, I haven't heard of anything. It's probably very,
I
very...
feel like they keep it all under wraps.
Well, I mean, of course, they try to, but, like, it's not that
That's
hard.
why the IRS is looking
Yeah,
into
that's
them
what's going
next
to
year.
happen. I mean, but see, like, the schools that have money, it won't make a difference.
Yeah.
Because the way the companies are worded and the way they're brought the IRS won't be able to do anything either way. So, and I've talked to
I'm sure they were prepared.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of
Still,
lawyers behind the scenes that are
Yeah.
making sure that
Yeah.
when the IRS does come a knocking, nobody's going to be able to say anything. So that's...
Lawyers have their hands in it too.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
How many schools that are at the top that have huge law schools behind them? UF, Michigan, FSU, Clemson. You talk about all those schools that have prestigious, lawyers behind them. Like,
Right.
So we'll see.
No, I don't know. I that's interesting that you said that their collective's going dry. I mean, I
mean,
could imagine that.
who's going to donate to a team that has no head coach? Or
guess
I shouldn't even
nobody
say
right
I shouldn't even
now.
say that. I shouldn't even say it like that. I should say without any faith in the upper department.
Right.
Like,
Or any faith in the next season.
right.
But that's the thing, though. You gotta for lack of a better term, it takes money to make money.
Of course.
So if they don't do it this year and they suck, then like, is the same outlook gonna keep for next year? Where it's like, oh, I think we're gonna suck again, so I'm not gonna give them money.
Well, yeah. I mean, it comes down to that. It's the same concept as trying to keep your season ticket holders, though. Hey, look, we know we sucked this year, but we got a new head coach. Like, he's gonna do great things. FAU's a great example. We got Patrick Mahomes' right hand coming in to be our new head coach. We want you to come buy your tickets now. Help us recruit. Help us get the money to recruit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
FAU might be a little different than a UCF, and I think the season ticket. I definitely see what you're saying, but the season tickets, there's more tangible return for a season ticket than there is for just donating money to.
Of course. You
could say, oh yeah, autographs.
But see, that's what
whatever.
Yeah, that's what your collectives can get you, though.
But I feel like season ticket is what you're getting from what you pay for, type of thing.
But now you can do the same with the collectives. You can basically set your money to where you want it to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
you can
you can make sure it goes to somebody specific.
Okay.
Like there's FSU does it that way. Like when you add to the collective, you're adding to someone specific. Like you can flip it to somebody specifically. So it's like not necessarily yes you are donating or yes you are activating your donorship or whatever, however it is that they word it, but it can go to somebody specifically that you want. So, and depending on how big the recruit is, who the player is, say you want them that bad or something like that, you can make that money go to them. And you know how some of those alumni are. And they got money to spend. They want to make sure somebody's coming to the school. I mean, look at Michigan. I mean, that quarterback. You talk about spending some money on.
I guess it really isn't about how much money the collectives have anymore. Than if you're saying schools like UCF, huge alumni bases. If schools like UCF aren't getting any collective money, then there are probably a lot of other schools that
but huge alumni
either.
Meaning young though. We really don't have a deep 100-year tradition or nothing. like some of our alumni are barely retirement age. So it's like, yes, that may be true, but like at the same time, it's like I'm alum, I'm 30, and it's not like UCF is that much older than me. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we do have a large alumni basis, but in reality, how many millionaires have we produced compared to some other schools? Time over time. How much money has our football program also earned our school? How much money is already in the bank account for certain people? So things like that. But yeah, no, agreed. Having a large alumni definitely should be helping us. But I also think, like we just said, having a coach, having somebody to go to, visibly see, hey coach, what are we working with? You saw what Gus did last year with all the promos and the coaches, show up, dinner here, drinks here. I'm gonna tell everybody, we're doing this year, we're coming in to recruit this area, blah, all that stuff like we did at Bounce and all that.
Yeah.
That stuff is what gets, you as alum.
Yeah, it gets.
I got it. You know what? You piqued my interest, Gus. Let's see what we got cooking this year. But yeah, even more on the NIL world. Paige Bueckers, talk about sticking through the pain and the injuries to really land on her feet. A brand new Nike deal, baby.
Yeah, in a brand new pair of Nikes.
I thought getting AC her own ball was a big deal, but shit, your own pair of Nikes, not traditionally her own shoe with regards to her own brand, or her own Nike Paige Bueckers shoes. Damn, that's crazy.
The first college athlete
ever
to do that. Obviously, like you said, it's not her own silhouette, but for Paige Bueckers to have her own colorway already, she already has had this deal with Nike for a year. Obviously, battling the injuries, I'm sure there was some setbacks behind the scenes, but the fact that it's a woman is cool too. Giving that respect to that side. Giving the women first in something.
Yes, we just had this conversation too about who's gonna carry the torch. Who's gonna be the one to say, hey, women's basketball is still legit.
Well, I hope she stays healthy, and that'll produce.
Knock on freaking
Yeah,
wood.
right. That'll produce some good highlights, at least I would say. And
Oh, yeah,
like
I mean,
said, with the addition of you go out west with Juju Watkins, and you look around and you see. I mean, some other names don't come to mind, but I think that college women's basketball is still on the up and up. Maybe like not as much as it would have been with Caitlin Clark's presence.
Well, of course, but that's a generational like.
Right.
You know, that's going to be
yeah.
on. That's going to be
Yeah.
one of those in the next. When we look back 10 years from now, there's still probably not going to be a Caitlin Clark unless something dramatic happens with regards to talent pool.
Right.
But just
point being though, there's a lot of good things, good progressions that have been made in the women's game for in recent year or so.
Well, yeah, no doubt, and especially because now, like you're talking, like we just said, the progression side of it. Now, girls who are seeing this younger are going to be like, wow, maybe I can work up to get my own shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Be that good, because that's the thing when you're looking up to be great, like with regards to any sport, you want to look, Kobe looked at Jordan, LeBron looked at Kobe, things like that. Like the people you look up to reach those goals, you have to see it as obtainable. So it's like now girls, Caitlin Clark, obtainable, your own shoe brand, your own Nike sponsorship. Paige Bueckers, your own shoe. Go to a Division I school, even after injury setbacks, you still find a way. Mm-hmm. Things like that. It gives girls who are going to see in the next, say if they're playing at 13 to 17 to make their choice to get to college, in those 4 years of high school, be able to actually commit and grow and get good enough to be that good. They're
even younger than 13. Maybe,
yeah, well,
recently, like in the past, maybe girls didn't really think about
that too.
Basketball at the age of
Starting.
9, 10, but the younger you start, the more opportunity you have,
more possibility to be better.
The next Caitlin Clark
Agreed.
Paige Bueckers or whoever it may be, and I think that's what it's all about. Getting kind of like roots, like you want to dig those roots into the ground.
Oh, hell yeah.
And get them to go as deep as you can to bring up
and grow as strong as you can.
Generations of
hell
fans.
Yeah. Yep.
Athletes,
all the above,
coaches in between.
Agreed.
That's what it's all about.
And that's the other thing is like when you have the ability and you're able to visualize it, when you're able to see that it's possible.
Yes.
That's what makes it the belief system of, hey, I'm not just some girl just trying to play basketball.
Makes it more worthwhile.
Right. It gives me the sense of, hey, this is doable. This I can get that good. Like obviously it's still a stretch no matter what. It's like saying I can be as good as Jordan. Like it's not that you can't. It's just that you don't understand. You got to put in the work to get there. Like
Absolutely.
That's the mindset, and it's good that you can put the mindset because you saw it happen. Like you growing up, you saw how hard it was for them to get to that point. So that's where it is with regards to making women's sports like that. You're able to now see, hey, she did it, you can do it. Like that's one of those things. So
powerful.
Yeah, literally. Like that's and that's the mindset. Is like
it's gotta be.
It's gotta be one of those mental. Again, I think again, like you said, starting younger is where that mental strength can kind of overcome the physical disparity between male and female. Mm-hmm. You can see if you grow and get stronger and you play as hard as the boys, you should just be right about here when you talk girls and guys. There will always be a separation. Just physically, it's
biologically.
It is what it is. So by the end of it, hopefully the gap kind of narrows on the physical side. But with regards to the marketing and stuff like that, hopefully it can kind of even out. Even though we all know where the market will always be, but at the same time, the possibility to have opportunities like this, have your own ball, have your own shoe, have your own Nike deal that's actually worth, wearing a brand.
Right.
That's what makes it great. So,
I mean, you want to move from college women's side to college men's side of basketball?
Yeah, we might
about your trip. Or?
Yeah, so I ended up heading out to Maui for the Maui Invitational, and I mean, I gotta say, I can completely understand why people will just literally be like, you know what, F it, let's move to Hawaii. Like I get it. Like I mean,
I've had friends that have done
I'm telling you, like it is legitimately like it's living on the island though, little expensive no matter where. Even when I was like away from like the touristy stuff, it was still very expensive around the island. Obviously, the fire didn't help. So, the biggest thing was though, with regards to the actual tournament, the setup. It was a high school arena. Getting all those people there was probably the most amazing thing to me. Like, just the divide. Like, here's the divide. Auburn fans, Memphis fans. UNC fans, Iowa State fans. Like, seeing that divide, you really only see that, like, the Rose Bowl and, like, what's another good stadium?
It's for each game, right?
Yeah, for each game. Like, it's very rare that you're able to. So I thought that was probably the most.
Maybe like Red River Rivalry.
Yeah, Red River. Yeah, like exactly like Texas and Oklahoma, the red and the burnt orange. Like that's those are about the closest. Obviously, it's a smaller scale.
Iron Bowl,
but like just to get that many fans out there, like I know that was not cheap. Like to get a whole family out there. Like say you had a family.
Oh yeah,
like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there were little kids, but you make it a trip. You make it worth your while. You save up if you know like the teams are already set for next year. So it's like if you know you're on that team or you know you're a fan of that team, hey, honey, let's get the kids. The tournament is this weekend or is around this time. Let's save up and let's go to Hawaii. That is like such a cool thing. Like I can literally
some basketball,
scenery. So I'm telling you, and I'm talking about like the island itself is amazing. Like I said, I completely understand why people just get out and you know just say, you know what, I don't want to live on the continent. I want to go out to the island. I'm out. So, but the other thing was, I swear I thought I was the jinx, and I even told Denver after the Iowa State game. I was like, dude, I thought it was all my fault. I thought I was never coming back to another. I was never going to another Klein game again. I was like, I'm never coming back to another. I'm just gonna watch everything on TV.
You know you didn't mean that.
No, man, it was so tough though. And then Chaney Johnson's dad starts like, no, we're good. We're down 16 going into the half versus Iowa State, and he's like, no, we got this. And he's huge, and he's like pushing me. I'm like, all right, we're good. We come back and we won that game. And I swear, Denver went for that last shot, and they popped out, and Broom tapped it back in. I swear, I never felt my stomach drop so fast. Like it just miss, and then I like, exploded out. I was like crazy. Oh man! And then to go on and win it. I mean, the championship. I mean, it was insane to say the least. Like, super glad I got to go to experience it. And I think we had the conversation like, how many times do you actually get to have clients on one of those 8 teams? Like, how many times do you get to have,
especially because it's rotating, you know.
Right. It's not like,
it's no guarantee.
Yeah, the only person, the king of Maui is Roy Williams. So, like, unless UNC's playing, like, UNC landing a client there ain't no joke. So, Auburn and cheers to Auburn and cheers to Denver Jones to getting the job done, baby, and bringing home the ship. So, it was a great trip, well worth the money. All the Auburn fans are all, I mean, I swear that the air in the stadium was getting real hot during halftime. Like, I'll tell you what. But, with regards to being able to experience, stuff like this, do stuff like this, there's no career I can, ever thank more for opportunities that I never thought in my wildest dreams I would have. So to that, it's just one of those things where it's like, this is why we do it. It's not for the money. It's not for the money. It's not for the lifestyle. It's for the ability to live life to the fullest, to be able to sit here on Wednesday nights and bullshit like this and just talk about life and what sports brings for us and what sports brings to other people. So
be able to uplift other people,
definitely
help athletes, do better for themselves, and
give a platform for our guys to come, and girls to come in and have a conversation about who they are and why they are the way they are, and things like that as well. So
we're gonna have Jacoby on.
Yeah, Jacoby, our new NFL draft, the pre-draft liaison, will be on after the football season. We got the Final Four Friday, and then hopefully, knock on wood, we're making it to States the week after. So in a couple episodes, we'll have Jacoby come on, talk a little bit about his role with LSE, what he plans on doing for us and helping us out, being a local legend. But yeah, and tonight, Auburn Duke.
Yes,
I think,
in about 45 minutes. I'm sure you're watching.
I don't know if I can watch.
Oh, no?
It's tough, man. Every game I've gone to has been like the only game that was not like a complete like nail biter so far that I've watched like from tip to tip off was not the UNC game. UNC game was not that bad. Memphis was a lot more spread out. But like every other game, like I went to the Kentucky game last year.
Yeah.
Talk about nail biter. I was like eating my nail. Oh my god. So like all the games I watched like of him, like luckily enough, like I think we match up very well against Duke. Like I think they're gonna
Duke is favored though.
Yeah, I know. But it's also at
Cameron. Is it?
So it's like that makes more sense. Like if it was at a neutral site, I think it'd be a little bit
Janai
closer.
Broom versus Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, kind of, but like power forward versus like center, but like but
the two biggest names on each team.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, like those two.
That's who's being advertised. You see a commercial for that?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they are the two best players on the team. Like Janaya is by far after physically watching the tournament, like hands on, watching every play.
He was
dominant. Like he is a first round draft.
Denver played a great game.
Are you kidding me?
All three games.
Double digit games. All 3 games. What more do you want from your starting point guard?
Good defense.
I mean, he played against 2, 4. He played against six, 4 5-star guards. Comes the kid from JUCO, locks them all up.
And then that one, you were there for the final game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the UNC game when they called that foul on Denver.
Oh my god! And the guy hooked up. Oh, dude, we were all. I told the Jania's dad, because he was like 2 rows in front of me. I'm like, dude, that's a foul on them. And Jania's like, he hooked up. And oh man, we were losing. I mean, it was crazy. Like we were. I mean, legitimately though, like things like that, like make game like him being that good at being a point guard and being able to handle the ball. Most other guys, like they've had the conversation where they had to pass the ball off. Like who was just talking about that? Donovan Mitchell. He was saying when he was first in the league, like he was having a hard time bringing the ball up when like Avery Bradley or like tough guards are on him. And like Avery Bradley, like that's a great example. Like he made his money on the defensive side of the ball, like as a guard, like pressuring, making them walk it up. And if you can't walk it up, or you don't have the ball skill to, I'm gonna steal it, and I'm gonna go the other way with it. So it's a lot of that stuff made me proud to be able to watch and be like, damn, all right, we're cooking now. Yeah. Like watching those games, like it was great. So, but yeah, no, we're gonna get ready for that game here. We'll be back to normal week to week episodes now. Other than that, I think we hit everything for this week. I think we've got, now, come next week, definitely have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll have the college playoff set. We'll have the Army-Navy game. Wait, is that this weekend? No, December 5th. No, December 6th, right? Yeah, Army-Navy, I think it's this weekend, I believe, too, because it's the same. No, because Army has to play Tulane.
14th, yeah. 14th, that's what I was thinking.
So the Army-Navy game next week, I think we'll have some good stuff to talk about, especially if Army goes into that game a champ. That'll be crazy. I'd love to see how that goes. And Donald Trump there as well. That'll be cool.
That will be cool.
But yeah, no, I think these
it's
next
always
few,
a good atmosphere.
Yeah, always. And I think this will be the great couple of week episodes, especially with college football playoffs and everything like that. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys back here in a couple weeks. It's your boy Will, your boy Evan, and we are out.
Peace.